So I'll just make an announcement on Zoom that we're waiting. Hi, everybody. If you can hear us, we are waiting to have quorum, so we cannot yet call the meeting to order.
If you can hear me, how many more people do we need?
3. We need 3 more.
Come on.
Like 3 that can be online or there?
Oh, Shokin, you need to come if you're able, because without you coming, we will never have quorum.
My daughter
Yeah, she comes. But not for this.
But not for
How much?
So Paula, for everybody, I don't know if everyone online can hear me. If we do not accomplish quorum, we will be able to have public comments, government official comments, and potentially committee reports and the president's report, but without discussion and certainly no voting.
When does that happen? When you declare?
Well, we have to stay at least 30 minutes, but we can't really, should we? We should wait till 7:15 and start with the comments and hope.
So everybody, we're gonna wait till 7:15 and see if we get quorum by then. If not, we're gonna proceed like Laura just mentioned.
Oh, Jesus, so small.
Small things in life.
That's so small.
Unexpected discovery across the gates.
Were you also excited about
It's been a while since I've had pizza. My kids refuse to let me do anything but make my own. So
That's okay.
pizza I get to enjoy with them.
That's fancy, because mine is like.
I've been making my own crust. The fridge, turns out great.
Yeah, when you say your own crust, you mean like from Trader Joe's, it's already made, and you cheese, and you knead it, and you make your own crust.
So I'm gonna try sourdough crust. I typically make a bread with it,
Because
but
I know she's
I'm gonna go in crust directions, yeah.
So you have your own mother, is it like, sitting in the
I have
refrigerator?
my own already.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It requires as much feeding as the dogs, but you know, it isn't very loving.
Well, it does give something back, we'll see tomorrow.
That's good.
Yeah.
I heard sourdough's complicated.
This requires a lot of daily maintenance.
Sourdough's.
I think someone's out there.
What's my favorite from them?
There was a kid. With the door open?
Yeah. No, they're in there. Good job.
Well, okay.
It's good enough.
No, it's okay.
What did they say, 4 minutes or?
For 13th. It's half plus one.
Oh.
Sit on another committee. Half of the floor. So what the board on mine has, this one has 6 vacant seats, so a quorum from. So maybe that's some things to think about doing in our budget.
We can't. Quorum is set by the city policy. For us.
Next month's meeting, can I send it down in my stead?
Not since I've been on the board.
First time.
Maybe next
How
month.
about if I don't tell you I'm sending it?
Maybe next month, we may be able to have quorum through Zoom.
Okay.
Because we want to.
I should make these things complicated. So, first of all,
Hey, Dolores.
the governor still has the damn thing sitting on his desk. They have until the 14th to sign it.
Right, so, and then, actually, I was speaking to a city official, without naming names, saying the city council is not gonna meet that.
Oh, why is that?
I don't know, which is why it would have been good if we get
Ask
quorum.
on Saturday.
Well, ask Heather about it on Saturday, and if you get quorum, then we can vote on that thing.
So, if the governor feel that will allow legal counsel, chief quorum. So, we get person, it's almost the issue by the city council. But Laura said she just heard that someone sent the city council, was it not?
It's not a high priority.
I can ask you.
I was wondering, because it seemed to move so fast up until now. Now
Well-
it's just sitting.
It's just sitting, it's just sitting.
Anybody heard a good joke lately?
Here comes.
No. Welcome, but no.
Oh, okay. Have a seat.
Have a seat.
Yeah, here,
There is good.
yeah, TV.
There is.
So the rules for quorum do not keep us from running a meeting. They just keep us from having anything to vote on. Is that what you're
We're
saying?
not convening a meting. We're
Not official.
having a con.
But I'm not taking minutes.
Correct.
Okay.
That's the bottom line. You don't need to take those.
Yeah, bottom line is.
I just wanna make
we
sure
don't
I'm
have a meeting.
Okay.
So, I mean, be prepared to take minutes, because if at any moment we get quorum, then we suddenly can convene,
Fine.
unless we're done. Home.
The 21st. So that would be the day that. Oh. Yeah, and John, make sure we can work.
Because I was gone. No, it was in October, it was earlier in the month. Because I was gone the weekend until we issued. Is that it?
I guess if somebody wants to text
Diana, the week before, or 2 weeks.
well, I don't have her phone number.
It's not clear, nothing breaks.
No, just find out if we're. Okay,
We got 1 minute, we're gonna start discussion.
Can we even discuss anything on that?
no, you can do like your outreach report,
Yeah, reports.
but we can't ask you anything, so you have to tell us as much as you know. For example,
Making reports and voting.
We're not technically on.
No.
No questions.
Well, I know that, I
No
was wondering if we
questions.
could even discuss anything that's on the agenda.
Apparently no.
well, the reports, any reports.
So you can say this is what it is, but you can't discuss.
Well, if it says report, so you don't have a report.
I have a report.
No, but
In
does
the 8 years.
it say that you have a report? Oh,
It says at the top about
Okay, it says treasurer's
the
report.
merge in September
But we
and,
can't vote on it in the.
Right.
right, so that means I wouldn't be able to do that.
okay, so it is some.
We also have a we already meet one week.
No,
Basically, everyone we had is about 13. So everybody didn't say they're up in the year.
Oh, so if we had maximum partition, we'd only have 13. So somebody told it
Tonight,
tonight.
yes. So we have a whole lot of folks calls.
Right, so we have one
Well,
person who's not responded and thus we thought would be here and isn't, and one person who we see is on Zoom.
I just want to put on record and say.
Well, the one who we didn't expect to be on Zoom, very
That's
early
what's
expected.
more important for me to be at this meeting, is she could walk.
Okay, now we're not doing that. Because you're still sitting here and you're not there. So, we know that.
There's no mechanism to excuse yourself from attending, so that you wouldn't count against the.
No, because, so just by way of explanation, guys, the quorum count relates to the total number, 23 positions on our board. So clearly, we're gonna need to really make sure everybody's here for, on this next meeting, whether the next meeting is a special meeting for November, because we need to make some appointments to fill some of the vacancies. We're just too close to the bone right now.
So let's open up our discussion, we can't call them into order. So we're going to, Kelly, are you still keeping roll?
I know who's here and not.
Okay.
But if we never had a meeting, it won't be a
Okay.
matter.
Okay.
I say, how
If
about
I
we
show
start
up at the
with
beginning,
Danielle?
can you kick off the meeting?
This is Danielle from Heather Head's office.
Yes, so I'm the field deputy that specifically represents this area that we're in. I cover the northern half of UNC, while Eric covers the southern half. I
Okay.
know Eric's been here more often than I have, we usually take turns, but if I need assistance, he kind of fills in for me, so. If you haven't met me, it's nice to meet everybody here. I have a business card, I'll pass those out if you need them, if you need to contact me for any issues north of the 10 freeway.
You can say your full name.
Oh, Danielle Marrow. Marrow is a bone marrow, but it's spelled M-E-R-O. Okay, just some general updates. We always encourage people to use 311, either call or now they have the app. If you're not aware, it's the My LA 311 app. Continue to report bulky items and traffic to those websites or via phone. And we highly encourage the community to create an account, especially on the app.
Danielle,
Yes.
excuse me, can you stand up your voice and not hear?
Okay.
Actually, as long as you're doing that and move closer to the table.
So we see you. Can I just sit over there? Is that work? Okay, okay.
And can you dance a couple of steps?
So we also encourage everybody to put out your items. to sign up, that way you can, the app automatically saves service request numbers, so if there's any issue with those bulky items not being picked up on your regular trash day, I can always follow up with them, or you can go to service incomplete and then put it in there, and they usually pick up the next day. If there's any issues, you can definitely send it my way and I'll be glad to assist. And then, of course, we always encourage everybody to put out their trash either the night before or the morning of trash day. That way they don't magically disappear before sanitation does and they end up somewhere around the corner at a growing, encampment. That's how we help keep our community. Yeah, and so they go around and collect your couches, this is the couch, this is back to my place. And that's how we see locations grow, because they find stuff in the street that people leave out, they don't report. So that's why we highly encourage that. As far as casework here, our office removed 2 problematic trash cans on the corner of Van Ness and Washington. Those are the green metal cans, my favorite. As well as the one across the street from Amos Memorial Church. It was evident about the amount of illegal dumping in those cans. When I pulled them out, I was there actually. It was a lot of dirt, construction material. So having these 2 cans removed helps keep that area cleaner. And then, as I've always mentioned in many meetings, if the neighborhood council has any problematic trash cans, to send them my way so we can remove them. Because if it's apartments that are abusing them, businesses that are abusing them, just ultimately taking out that can helps keep that area clean. And then also with there too, the Reverend had reported illegal dumping, so he actually caught video of them doing it in broad daylight. It was amazing. So he got the license plate, he reported it to his club, and then he had called us over to take it out to property. It was like a deep freezer. I'm just happy there was nothing in the freezer. Yes. As far as what I do around here, a few weeks ago I was driving around Carson Gore Academy and I noticed that the stop lines on 21st and 3rd Avenue were completely faded. So I pulled over, took photos of those. Oh, look at that, actually. I'll pass them around too, some of our flyers. I noticed the stop lines were completely faded, and then I took pictures, sent them to DOT, and they had replaced it. So this is down the street from the school. It's amazing that within the 1-2 minutes that I had taken that photo, it was crazy to see how many vehicles blew through that stop sign, but there's no line there. So after that, I just went back to take the picture, and I had noticed a car flying down the street, and I was like, oh my God, is he gonna run the stop sign? But he saw the line, and it was more, visible, so he had come to a kind of a screeching halt. But ultimately, people would realize, okay, now there's a stop line there, gotta stop. So I did that.
Thank you.
Of course. So if there's any other locations like that, please send them my way. I'm usually driving the area and I notice these things. My quote is always, if it bugs me, I know it bugs you. But I don't have eyes everywhere, so if you notice something, send it my way, I will handle it. I also wanted to clarify an update that Eric made on my behalf last meeting regarding any improvements here on Gramercy in Washington. It's very small, it's more of the reflective, changing the sign that's no left turn to a reflective sign, so at nighttime you can see it, because I know that's a problem, as well as putting, painting no turn onto Gramercy, because people just stop at that little chunk trying to make that turn and it just holds up that line. So very small improvements, as well as trimming back the tree here, so that when people are coming south on Gramercy trying to make that right, the tree is blocking that second light, so it's hopefully prevent people from running that second light. Okay, a lot of events. Last week, our office partnered with LA Civil and Human Rights and Equity Department in honor of Tom DeLonge's Day of Service. So on the 30th, we had over 80 individuals on Washington Boulevard, being both sides between Normandy and Arlington. So we took care of that whole stretch of that. So we thank UNC, we know you pushed it out. We had volunteers there, so we appreciate the assistance. It looks really great. This Saturday, October 7th, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., we're having an open house at our new district office. That's located at 5213 West Pico Boulevard. I have a flyer somewhere around there.
I have.
Great.
What's
What's
that cross street?
Pico and like Cloverdale. Yes. You can tour the office, get to know the whole CD10 team, get your questions answered by participating city departments, and meet the councilwoman if you haven't met her. On the 14th, from 11 to 12:30, the Washington Urban Library is hosting a program to educate individuals on how to stay prepared for a disaster. So they're also going to teach you how to make a disaster kit to keep or donate. And I think Lori had pushed that out too, so thank you. LAPD Wilshire Division is preparing for their open house that's set for October 15th from 12 to 4 p.m. There will be information resources, food, and more, and the community gets a chance to take a tour inside the fire station and meet their local law enforcement agencies. October 21st, I heard this go around, annual Taste of Soul event is from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. There'll be several live music stages, food, job opportunities, free health testing, and overall a great time. We invite UNC to host the booth, and we're glad to have the neighborhood council in attendance. And that's all I have for now.
Thank you, Danielle.
Okay, does anyone have any questions? Yes.
Not a question, just a comment.
Yes.
That, I reported to Eric,
Is it the 23rd?
the
29th?
27th and 29th Street.
Yes, he texted me. I will read it.
Okay.
Yeah, Dolores might ask for an update about it. Okay, sent to the owner of the property to comply if she asks.
Yes.
So he's working
I
on
drove
it.
by there and the weeds had been cut down, because the weeds had gone up to my waist. There's still a problem at 27, I believe, because there was big holes in the ground. I guess some kind of equipment had been there, and there was just some plywood that had been thrown over it. The weeds have been cut down, but I'm afraid that there's going to be a serious accident, and yeah, somebody's gonna get hurt with there, and the city's gonna be liable.
Okay,
So that, the property owner needs to take care of that as well.
okay, I'll send that to him. I'll text them when I get home.
Thank you, Danielle.
Of course, and if anybody doesn't know, I do have my Facebook. So if you wanna add me, feel free to add me, please enter my name there, I post things. Dolores has seen what I've been posting, it's just kind of general updates that I do. So,
And thank Eric, for taking care of that.
will it?
Pass that on to the councilwoman. Pass that on to the councilwoman that he's doing his job.
I will.
So Paula, online we have Gabby Sidhu from Jimmy Gomez's.
Okay,
Congressman Jimmy Gomez.
okay.
So Gabby, if you want to unmute.
Hi. Hi, everyone. I'm Gabby. I'm from the office of Congressman Jimmy Gomez. He covers California's 34th congressional district, and that includes part of Arlington Heights and Harvard Heights. And I just recently got assigned, and this is my first meeting, so I was just going to listen in and hear the other examples of the updates everyone's sharing so that I can share that next time.
Yeah.
Oh, so Gabby, you don't have an update or a report from us, for us?
I can share like some of the things we've been working on. So I think everyone's aware of like the budget votes. The congressman voted in favor of passing the budget, and then ultimately wasn't passed. So everyone's in DC still voting. He also voted to remove Kevin McCarthy as speaker. We also, our office here hosted a passport fair this past Saturday. We processed 130 passports. And that's on top of like a massive amount of passport cases that we get in our office. So this is kind of to address that and to try and kind of like decrease the amount of cases we're getting and the amount of panic a lot of people are having as they're preparing for travel. And we do that every few months. I'm trying to think if there's any, I think those two were the big votes in DC that are very notable. And then our office also helps with casework on any federal issues. Next time I'll prepare like a list of all the items that we've worked on, the numbers. And yeah, if there's any like specific questions I can answer, please feel free.
I don't have a question, I just have a comment, and I mentioned this to a couple of my board members. We are very proud to see Representative Gomez with his child and how he and his partner manage their family. That's really inspirational to a lot of people here who traditionally had the mom take care of those responsibilities. So it's really great to see that.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for saying that. I really like that he prioritizes making these issues that are primarily seen as women's issues, as family issues, that both parents should be just as involved. So yeah, thank you for saying that.
Okay, thank you, Gabby. Do we have any other representatives, virtually?
Not that I see.
Okay, we have visiting with us Brooke Rios from one of our local schools, and she would like to just introduce herself and share.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Brooke Rios. I'm the CEO of New Los Angeles Charter Schools and City Language Immersion Charter, CLIC, which is in your neighborhood, has joined our CMO. So we are now the governance entity for that school. Something that's really important to New LA is relationships with neighborhood councils. So you will be seeing us, I think last month, CLIC's principal, Dr. Hanais, came and met with you all. Tonight was my night. I'm really happy to be here and just say we're excited to collaborate with you. We really value neighborhood council relationships. And I just want to share that a personal passion for me is traffic advocacy. I've done a lot of traffic advocacy outreach and work, especially we have a middle school that's located in Mid-City, and we worked, I think it took an entire decade of working with MINC and CD10 to get a critical traffic light and crosswalk there. We had kids who were getting hit by cars on their ways to school, and we eventually had a fatality. Not with a student, but someone in the neighborhood actually died in a motorcycle accident, and it took a long time to get that in place. And just last Friday, unfortunately, a grandparent of a CLIC student was hit and killed at Venice and 6th at that intersection by Winchell's. And it didn't happen during school hours, I believe it was in the evening, but still that was a member of our community. And I know that we're really getting to learn the CLIC community. They just came into our organization in July, but I'm hearing that like that little strip of traffic is challenging. I know the school has community agreements with that as well, and I just want to let you know we are aware of those and notifying parents around car line and whatnot. But we are really open to any kind of advocacy work with regards to that stretch, because again, we just had a fatality there, and it seems like it is a challenging stretch there on Venice. So I'm happy to be here, and we're excited to work with you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for taking the time. And Dr. Rios, your school, you said New LA Charter?
Yes, so we're New LA Charter. We started with a 6th through 8th grade middle school in Mid-City, and that school's on Burnside in Washington. We opened up an elementary school that's at the Baha'i Center right now, across from Target in West Adams. And then the city schools actually closed their middle school, and City Language Immersion Charter joined our organization. So we're the support network for CLIC.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. All right, and thank you for including us. Yeah, that's CLIC,
yeah.
So welcome. Thank you for coming. She was online and she got here. Thank you.
You're online.
Let's see, there's no one else, so we're going to move on.
Well, I don't know if anyone has public.
Oh, yes, does anybody have questions online? Oh, Sandra? I mean.
Relax. I got you. Thank you very much. Hi, I just want to thank the board for supporting the Jefferson Park movie and Leslie Shaw Park. Thank you for Dolores dispatching, I'll say, the outreach to come help out. Chris was there, and 2 other ladies came from the board to pass out the compost waste management buckets and also UNNC bags. So we really appreciated having them coming out. And we appreciate the support from UNNC. Councilwoman Heather Hunt showed up, and Eric was a lot of help to me. He assisted us to make sure the things that we needed were done. So hats off to Eric for all the work that he put in. Also, there was we had a broken pedestrian crossing light that was broken across the street to get to the park, and it wasn't fixed before the event, but Eric was made sure that it was taken care of. So I want to again thank him for all his help and assistance. And that's all for now.
Thank you. You said for now with confidence. Thank you. You know what? Under general comments, I just was going to make a couple. Actually, it was with our community events that came around. Who puts that together? You did? Oh, Margaret, a wonderful job. There's going to be an adoption event this Saturday at 7. This was with Angel City Pit Bulls at 30-12-11, and I have a few flyers if anybody is interested in that. And then the LAPD Wilshire Station Open House, we're gonna be talking about that because, right, Dolores, you need volunteers for that? Okay. So, there are flyers, that's gonna be Sunday the 15th from noon to 4. And then, Safe House, free legal help clinic. Safe House is focused on eviction, landlord tenant issues, immigration, domestic violence. Guests will participate in housing protection workshops, meet with attorneys, receive legal counseling, and that will be Saturday, October the 21st, and there's a few flyers on that. Okay, so those were my general announcements, and then Alfonso Manzo just came in, let's catch a breath. Alfonso is with Dunn, and you have the floor.
Good evening, everyone. Just for me, we did host Congress of Neighborhoods over the weekend. It's a great event. About 600 or 700 people did register before it. So we had increased the amount of people to show up. It was a great event. We were there the whole day. They did serve chicken, so that was good.
You said they served chicken.
They served chicken.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's what you said.
Tonight, we actually did have a workshop via Zoom. It was at 6 o'clock. I had to be here too. So this is an FYI, we continually host workshops like that virtually now. So if you ever want info or want to know about workshop, send me an email. And then lastly for me, I did bring some board manuals from the department. I've been delivering these to every NC. It's just basically like your NC 101 with the glossary and directory of all like city departments. So I'll be passing these out today.
Yeah.
Any questions?
I have a question. Can you explain to me about quorum and the bylaws? Our board is 23. Is there any way we can modify that so we can achieve quorum with just the positions that are filled?
So for floating quorums, we don't allow that. It has to be a fixed quorum. The only way that you could reduce your quorum is by reducing the number of seats you have. So that's the only option. There is bylaw amendments right now where you can adjust that if you like. It's open. I think it's gonna be open till April, if I'm not mistaken.
No, we were having a discussion trying to strategize if there is some other way, because just like right now, we don't have quorum, so.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting us know. Laura did mention that it was set, so.
Yeah, it's set.
But you know, I'm so bureaucratic, they don't necessarily think that I'm correct.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I'm rather OCD on some of this stuff and I'm usually correct, but not always. There's any question.
I question, so.
No, the quorum, if you ever have a question about quorum, it's on your bylaws.
Yes, no, we know what it is. We were
Yeah.
just thinking, we're here tonight and we don't have quorum. So it's because we have several vacancies and we have some people who are out sick and someone's out of town, so.
So another way you can adjust that with bylaws, there's some NCs that have, like the president can temporarily have someone in case they're like appoint someone if they're sick or if they're gonna take a leave of absence. So like, for example, Park Mesa does do that, where the president can appoint someone if they decide to do a leave of absence, either due to like medical or for like personal reasons. And that, so the president will appoint somebody, and then they would have to take all the trainings of funding 101 and all that stuff, and then the committee will vote. So that's something you can do for your bylaws too. make that adjustment.
And then if someone is appointed and then the original person comes back, then they're still on.
So the original person, if they let them in, they would have their seat back. Like, this is just like a temporary position.
Like the Senate.
Not so far, right?
It's like a tone.
Meow, but another, I think Greater Wilshire, but one of the large neighborhood councils also has alternates.
Yeah.
But that's a whole big deal on the bylaws, yeah.
So, yeah, if you look at the Park Mason's bylaws, they have it, it's very short and to the point. And so it just says like if someone's gonna be out sick for a while, or if they're gonna be out of town for a few months, or even because of military service, right, a lot of people will leave, and then they would appoint someone temporary. So that's something you can add.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's see. Okay, there's no one else here.
Okay, so are we therefore in agreement that we can kind of scroll through the agenda and find just the reports?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Not anything else?
Right.
Oh, his mouth is twitching.
No, that's correct. Make sure, you know, this, I think there was a CIS, right, so you.
We can't do that,
Yes, no discussion.
No planning is completed.
Just reports.
Just in
And no minutes. She says that.
Okay, so what's next?
I know.
So treasurer's report.
Okay, so, but we can have the treasurer's report.
Right, the report, but no voting on the.
Okay, so go ahead, Candace.
Okay, hey everybody,
And we'll have to bring this up again at the next meeting to vote on it, to approve.
Okay.
That you can
So
share.
our September 2023 monthly expenditure report, right? It's pretty to the point. We didn't spend a lot of money last month, so.
Okay, wait a minute, where did it, hang on, just hang on, I'm gonna find
Did
this.
you put it in documents or you left it on the session?
In documents. It can't be complete. I copied everything to it.
Okay.
Hang on,
Yeah, just let her share her screen.
Oh, sure, I can do that, but you're not on Zoom, you haven't joined the Zoom meeting.
You put it in another,
I,
okay, well, just put the flash drive in. Right, just read it from.
tomorrow. I got it.
I'll just have to share.
Did I?
Yeah.
I did not mean to. This is what I'm trying to. There we go. Okay.
Okay, so in September, the bulk of our money was spent on our neighborhood grants and to support about 3 neighborhood events. One of them was the event for the Friends of Jefferson Library. The other one was the Very Fun Jazz Fest at West Adams Avenue. And then we also supported the event at Amazing Grace Conservatory. So all of those events hit our expenses last month. And then we also had a payment to Public Storage for our public storage units. That payment was $239. So in total, we spent $3,239 in the month of September. We don't have any outstanding things we need to pay for commitments. So our available balance is $35,600.34. The other thing is we have our wonderful our wonderful council person here, Michael brought food, and if we had a quorum, we would talk about doing his reimbursement. But
maybe we'll talk about doing history lessons.
At some point.
That.
Right, thanks.
To the point, we didn't spend a lot of money, so that's.
Well, that's good.
It's okay.
Okay, my report is next. And the first thing I wanted to talk about was defining excused absences, which we're gonna take up at the executive committee, but, feel free to email me what your thoughts are on what an excused absence would be, because we need to be more finite with that. Celebration service. I've sent out invitations, honoring John Arnold, Greg Jackson, Paul King, and Lizzie Moore Musado for their service. All of them have stepped down. And I am hoping, I sent them invitations for our next governing board meeting, November 2nd, where at the top of the meeting, we'll just honor them, and we'll have our refreshments, and I'm gonna get a cake, and we're getting certificates of recognition from Heather Hutt's office, and we will present that to them, and that's the plan, to just say thank you for
At the beginning of the meeting.
Yes.
I just want to, for the Jones.
Yes.
Sorry, I just did on.
Oh, no, that's okay. Okay, and then, well, I guess it's just sitting right now, but SB 411 is the bill that is going to, if approved, allow for some of us to be physically here, but also to be online. And if you're online, but attendance and in California, you can still vote and do everything as if you were sitting right here. So I know there's some people that think we hardly get people to come as it is, but you know what, that's fine. If it's just me and Laura here and everybody else is online, I think we'll have more people to participate. Michael doesn't think so, than what we have now.
Did you say in California?
Yes, LA County, I think, but we have to clarify.
Yes,
Oh, so.
I read something that said in California today.
So it's like if you're out of California, out of the state, and you're online, it doesn't count?
It doesn't count.
Okay.
So if you're online and out of state, don't tell us. Okay, vacancies. We've had several resignations to come along. Well, we've already talked about some. Let's see who else. Greg, Farrell, John, Lucy. We know Raheem is gonna probably submit his resignation.
Oh, he did just before we came.
Oh, he did.
But he also said he would like to stay helping with the communications.
Okay, well, that's good. 'Cause
But we can't vote or anything, but his
No.
email said that.
But he can help do the work. And who else was there?
Muriel, as of this, after.
Oh, yes, and Nuriel said that he will stay with us through December. But then he's, yeah. So, we've got people dropping out like crazy. I'm making myself a note. Because we already from last year's board had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people resign, and since we've been here for this session, we've had 1, 2, 3, John 4, Lizzie 5. We've had 5 more. So, we're not that big in the first place, and so it's very important for everyone to show up for our meetings in order for us to conduct the business.
No question?
Yes.
No questions.
Oh.
Can we ask questions? No.
Okay, because there could be no discussion. Okay, and so that's my report. Sorry, we're moving on to secretary.
Oh.
Can she read the minutes? No. No, we can read the minutes. We weren't here, we don't know that. Okay, so then moving on to Laura.
Well, my report is that both the attendance sheet, not including tonight, but July, August, September is up in the agenda packet.
Okay.
And the training snapshot is also up in the agenda packet.
Okay.
We're actually pretty good on training. We have 2.5 board members with, I say half. We have 2 board members who definitely have to do some training, and a third where Dunn's records don't match the screenshots of the completions. So we have to
Okay,
work
so
on
that just needs to be reconciled.
Right, and then there's several people, and again, this is up in the packet, who are nowhere close to being out of date, but whose trainings need to be renewed by late November, early December.
Okay.
And that's up in the packet.
Okay.
No reason to call attention here. So that is my report.
Thank you. Boy, this is the fastest report we've ever done. Okay, we cannot do CIS, so we're moving on to committee reports, and we have Dolores here for outreach. You want to share, you had signups with,
We had,
here it is.
we have 2 events that are coming up. Taste of Soul on the 21st of October, and the chief of police has invited us to their Wilshire Community Division Police Station open house. And the president passed around a flyer on the 15th. That's coming next Sunday, and I sent around the sign-up sheet for both, and I haven't gotten a response yet.
I just saw today. But she said it on the 28th.
I'm not gonna hear you guys.
You're not?
I'm not receiving those. I get the ones like you send directly to me, but I don't think I'm on that list that you're sending to.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm just letting you know.
I'll
So I haven't now when I sign up. I'm just-
You said no.
I did receive the newest email from you, Dolores, requesting comments.
Okay.
Well, if you have it here, we can pass around the room if anyone wants to sign up.
Okay, anything else, Dolores?
We're in the process of researching equipment that we discussed at our last meeting, looking at replacing the tent, replacing with our logo, new logo on it, getting a new tablecloth with our logo. I ordered flyers for the 2 upcoming events. We got a deal up at Print Depot with the money that was allocated to us of $500. So we ordered up 1,000 flyers and got it printed on both sides, Spanish and English.
Oh, good.
On both sides, cut down on the paper. And also did a couple hundred of the 311 flyers for illegal dumping and bulky item pickup. And I started looking at some sites for polo shirts, but I have not completed that yet.
Whoa.
And we have a meeting coming up on next Monday on the 9th. This coming Monday on the 9th. If anyone's interested, 6:15. Participate in Zoom or in person at the South Seasons.
Oh, thank you, Dolores. So much. Yeah, thank you. All right, so now
Planning.
we have planning and zoning. Is there anything to report?
There's certainly maybe 2. There's one thing that's important. We had planned on there being a hearing last Tuesday, so 2 days ago, at the South Los Angeles Area Planning Commission on the Murphy drill site oil drilling case. So that's the, basically at the intersection of Gramercy and Adams, the oil drilling site there, the oil drilling operator is appealing some or many of the conditions that the zoning administrator has put on him. So we had a very lively meeting at Planning and Zoning 2 weeks ago where Steve Heckman actually did an hour-long presentation. It was very detailed. And about 50 or 60 people showed up in person to the Margaret Lee Thomas Constituent Services Center at 83rd and Vermont, myself included, on Tuesday, only to find out after everyone was there that, not unlike this session, they didn't actually have quorum because one of the commissioners was recused. So that hearing will now be on the third Tuesday of this month, which will be the same day as our executive committee, but at 4:30 in the afternoon in South LA. So I did attempt to go on our behalf, but really, as you recall, to say that we have a position that has not changed. So we did the motions about a year and a half ago, with 6 items that we're supporting. So that hearing is deferred. And the other report is that the case we heard, I think, 2 months ago, the Kakusai Theater on Crenshaw Boulevard, it's a historical rehabilitation and conversion into an event center. That was approved by the zoning administrator, but there is now an appeal by the next door property owner, the Burger King. So
They don't want it to be a banquet or
can't ask questions.
Oh.
But having heard it.
I'm sorry, I'll just walk over to Burger King.
Having what we know to be true is that there is also some sort of business dispute between the two different property owners. The basis of the appeal seems to be, one, that they didn't get proper notice, the city will have to resolve that. 2, that there's essentially a joint shared use easement for all the parking lots. And they're concerned about that, which we can't, and in other words, which we'll probably bring up at the next board meeting if the hearing is not scheduled. But the point is, there is an appeal in play on that one. And that is the planning and zoning committee report. So moving next to the environmental committee report.
It's not a question, but a point of clarification. Can I ask that?
Yes.
Point of clarification?
I just got a yes.
All right. Point of clarification regarding the oil drilling on Adams and you say Gramercy?
Right.
Can you remind me of what that whole?
Oh, since 1959, there's been oil.
Before my time.
In 1959, the city's then zoning administrator approved many different sites throughout the city for potential oil drilling. And they did an experiment.
That's just right up here, like by LA 84?
Right, but there was also approved right at 18th and Western. I mean, many, many sites throughout the city. By 1961, they narrowed it down to the ones that oil companies thought were going to produce oil. And so the Murphy drill site was owned by 76 Union Oil, and it's named for Daniel Murphy, who was the founder of that oil company and whose mansion used to be right there where the oil drilling is now. So anyway, there were many conditions imposed, and over time, those conditions get updated. And now, as the state of California even, not just LA, is wanting to wean out of oil completely, many more conditions are being put onto the active urban drill sites because they're not good neighbors, people's health and air quality. Anyway, so the case is about which conditions are appropriate and maybe which ones are not in the view of the operator that they appeal. So environmental committee does have a smidgen of a report. And that only is that they'll be meeting as usual on the day meeting, Elizabeth, so 15th, the second Thursday of this month, so a week from today. And one of the items is, once again, a look at the status update on the Washington Boulevard tree planting project, which is ours with KYCC, and also deep sigh, how many more dead trees there are. So
How many were what?
dead,
I don't know, maybe dead trees. Yeah, no.
Dead trees?
dead,
Yeah, how many were dead?
dead.
Everybody can sit here.
That's all the dead trees,
Dead trees.
dead trees. So, I mean, in other words, it's becoming a big issue because more and more are dying.
You said on Adams?
Here on Washington.
On Washington.
That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then I know that Corinne has in her possession the Public Safety Committee
Yes, I have
report.
that. Here,
Somebody has
Dennis
it.
couldn't make it, but he said, if Corinne, if she would be so kind to announce the draft plans on behalf of our committee. And then here would be the copies that I hope to drop off. Will you drop off anything?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I pass that out?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And it's okay, it's himself.
Just ask
Okay, okay. He listed illness, personal injury. That's what he listed, that's how he said it. I won't be at the meeting today because of illness, personal. So I guess I'll be done. Say, okay, when you.
So Corinne, are you the transporter or are you involved in, tell us something about it?
I am involved in the committee, and Dennis did let me know, to say to everybody here tonight that he really hoped that this will prompt a constructive discussion and commitment to involvement in the initial phase, which is the publicity phase for the UNNC Neighborhood Team Program. And he also encourages everyone to get involved, to help contribute to this committee, which is held Monday night at South Seas. And so, to confirm, the overview is there's a launch happening in January of 2023. And they want to have the second Tuesday for 6 months to encourage attendees to participate in this emergency preparation, which is like a smaller version of the CERT training. So, yeah, and so it says satisfactory completion, 3 out of 6. But the first session is mandatory, and you could pick other interesting sessions, whichever you want to participate in. And the trainings are, for these sessions will be handled by personnel who are part of the Neighborhood Team Program, which is part of the Community Disaster Preparedness Foundation. And there's the lead personnel, Chen, Thomas, and I can't pronounce the name. But he's the CERT South Bureau Coordinator and the Neighborhood Team Program South Bureau Director.
Oh, I see the name.
And so the first phase that he really wanted us to help with the launch of this is to see about maybe having the communications committee adapt one sheet from the CERT Neighborhood Team Program for use as a UNNC flyer. He would want for a printing of the UNNC Neighborhood Team Program flyer, recommended heavy stock and color. He would like for the outreach committee to help publicize across entire United Neighborhoods, create and develop renter awareness, and schools, Bishop Connolly and Loyola, and others. And then, of course, there's that they would want us to get involved, to serve in the committee, to contact businesses in the area to help distribute and post flyers. And somehow also have Ms. Danielle Merrill and Jen get involved. So he really wanted us just to more or less be aware about publicity and outreach is the important phase for the Emergency Preparedness Committee, which everyone is welcome to attend.
And when you guys meet?
It's the second Monday of every month
Okay.
at South Seas.
Right, so I think, is this right, that outreach meets first?
We are before them.
Right.
Well, that's right.
They started, 7:30 or something.
7:30.
And 7:30, and ours starts at 6:15.
So we can go up and hit you.
Yeah, that's true.
Anything else, Khalid?
You said this was smaller, like a mini version of search?
Yes, because I believe the CERT is more intense, more session. So this one is more like 6 sessions.
Oh, it's condensed.
And the first session being mandated, but then you have others we could be choosing which one you're more
So
interested
is it once a month, is 6 sessions, so is it once a month, it says 6 months?
So he's thinking of the second Tuesday for 6 months at Gramercy Place.
So monthly.
And he's encouraging all of us to participate in town.
And that would be 2024, right, not?
Correct. Oh, that's right, it's 3, right? You can catch that, yeah.
All right, is that it?
Yes.
Okay, we can't do any appointment. I guess, is there any old business? Huh? Okay, well, if there's something to discuss or update. I mean, not discuss. Share. Report. Report, that's the word. All right, so then, it is, anybody comment, any other comment?
I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
I would like to share out that, they are requesting that folks volunteer to be a budget advocate. Oh, okay, all right, never mind. I would never,
Well, then just put it in your mind, just be thinking it.
just think about it. Cool stuff about the LSU conference.
Cool stuff.
We don't meet again until next month.
Well,
so-
that's a question. So Paula, do you want to try to have a special meeting to actually get our business done for this month? And if yes, how do we even do a quorum check? I mean, do you want to do it in conjunction with executive?
We'll discuss it. I don't know. Right now, I'm not feeling it. Just have our next meeting, but, let me think about that.
Okay, and then if we're gonna try and combine this month's business with whatever we don't yet know for next month's and have the celebration, do we want to try and start at 6:30 for a 6:30 to 7 celebration and then a meeting? Because we
Don't do
can't
that
stay.
either, because I want to hear back from the honorees.
Right.
I have an obligation that evening, so the earlier I can come in, make a quorum, and then hit my obligation that evening.
Okay.
If we lose quorum, accept me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
right.
I'm happy in the meeting.
So when you leave, you're gonna have
Okay.
You're like, why are you guys following me? Get away. Okay.
Okay.
Are you guys talking about the special meeting or about the
No.
next month?
It's the next meeting.
Okay.
All right, it is 8:07.
Can you tell us about special meeting? Were you gonna make a suggestion of that?
No, it just can't start at the same time as your regular meeting.
Oh,
What did you say, was it?
because a special meeting cannot start at the same time
Oh.
as a regular
Yeah.
meeting.
Oh.
Yeah, no, that, I would, we're just having, we're having something social as part of the November 2nd meeting, so that's why I was asking the question, since clearly we have business that's gonna carry over, plus whatever comes up in a
Right.
month.
Well, okay.
We'll see.
Sir, can I ask him, since we can't talk? As far as like how many meetings are people allowed to not miss or miss?
3.
It all depends on your bylaws over there.
Is that the whole excuse absent thing? Okay.
Hey, all right. It is now 8:08, meeting is adjourned.
We never had a
Oh, that's right. Discussion is ended. Thank you. There's lots of meetings,
Let's stop this.
Is there something, special about the final,